Supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro gathered in Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, on Sunday, Aug. 3, calling for amnesty for those accused of participating in the January 8, 2023. Hundreds of demonstrators waved Brazilian and U.S. flags as they marched along the beachfront, demanding the resignation of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes. Protesters described the jailed January 8 participants as political prisoners and chanted slogans calling for their release. The protests come amid mounting pressure on Bolsonaro over corruption allegations and his role in the January 8 riots, when his supporters stormed government buildings following his electoral defeat to current President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Meanwhile, Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes, who is presiding over the coup trial against Bolsonaro, vowed Friday to ignore U.S. sanctions against him and to proceed with the trial. U.S. President Donald Trump has long criticized the legal case against Bolsonaro, a former political ally, which he has called a political witch hunt, and has threatened to impose 50% tariffs on Brazilian imports if it is not stopped. The Treasury Department accused Alexandre de Moraes of using his powers to authorize arbitrary pre-trial detentions and suppress freedom of expression. Moraes claimed that these tariffs and the spurious sanctions against him were engineered by a group of Brazilian traitors. He accused them of lobbying foreign authorities to carry out hostile acts against the country's economy, intending to create an economic crisis that would create a social and then a political crisis. Bolsonaro is accused of orchestrating a plot to stay in power after his 2022 election defeat to current President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. President Lula has previously accused Bolsonaro of sending his son Eduardo Bolsonaro to the U.S. to solicit tariff threats from Trump as a form of political intervention.